My wife looked me dead in the eye and said, "I'm going on a date tonight." I laughed at first until I realized she wasn't joking. But what she didn't know was that this date would change everything for both of us. My name's Caleb, I'm 34, and for the longest time I thought I had a solid marriage. 8 years together. 8 years of laughter, shared dreams, and quiet evenings watching movies in our living room. She was my world, Lena, the woman who could make any bad day feel better with just a smile. We weren't rich, but we were happy, or at least I thought we were. Every morning, I'd make her coffee just the way she liked it. 2 sugars, no cream. She'd kiss my cheek before heading out. We'd text throughout the day, silly messages, plans for dinner, or just, "I miss you." It was simple. It was real. But then something changed. She became distant. Her phone was always face down. She smiled less. She started saying she needed space. I asked her if something was wrong, but she brushed me off with, "You're imagining things, Caleb. Don't be so dramatic." That's when I started feeling it, the quiet dread that your heart knows before your mind can admit it. Something was off. I just didn't know how bad it really was. It started small. Late night meetings, girls' nights that didn't sound quite right, perfume I didn't recognize, a giggle when she texted. I tried to tell myself not to overthink it. I told myself to trust her. But trust, it only works when both people hold it sacred. Then, one evening, she walked into the room while I was watching TV, dressed like she was going to a 5-star restaurant. I smiled and said, "You look amazing. What's the occasion?" And that's when she said it, calmly, like it was the most natural thing in the world. "I'm going on a date." I froze. I thought she was joking. But she didn't laugh. She didn't smile. She just grabbed her purse and said, "Don't wait up." For a moment, I couldn't even breathe. Part of me wanted to yell, demand an explanation. Another part of me just sat there, numb, like the world had stopped making sense. I didn't stop her. I let her walk out the door. But I wasn't done. Not yet. That night, I couldn't sleep. My heart was racing, my mind spinning with 1,000 questions. Around midnight, I got into my car. I didn't even know where I was going until I saw her car parked outside a restaurant on the other side of town. Through the window, I saw her laughing, leaning forward, smiling at a man I didn't recognize. It wasn't just dinner, it was intimacy. The way she looked at him, I knew that look. It used to be mine. I sat there in my car, watching my world collapse in real time. Tears came, but not the kind that fall, the kind that burn. I drove home that night and didn't sleep. In the morning, she came home like nothing had happened. She smiled faintly, hung up her jacket, and said, "I'm tired." And that's when I realized she didn't even care. She thought I'd always stay. That was her biggest mistake. For the next week, I acted normal. I smiled. I cooked dinner. I asked about her day. She didn't know that I had already started moving my things out, quietly, piece by piece. I didn't yell. I didn't expose her. Instead, I gave her exactly what she thought she wanted, freedom. One Friday evening, she came home to an empty living room. No couch, no TV, no pictures on the wall. Just a note on the counter that read, "You wanted space. Here's all the space you need." I blocked her number that night. 2 weeks later, mutual friends told me she'd been calling everyone, asking where I was, crying that she made a mistake. But by then, I was already somewhere else, somewhere peaceful, somewhere honest. My revenge wasn't in breaking her down. It was in showing her that she no longer had the power to break me. It took time to heal. I won't lie, nights were hard. The silence was heavy. But as the days went by, I realized something. I had been living for someone who never truly valued me. Now, I was living for me. I started doing the things I loved again, reading, running, rediscovering the parts of myself I'd buried to keep her happy. Months later, she sent one last message through a friend. "I wish I'd seen what I had before I lost it." But that's the thing about taking people for granted. You only realize their worth when they stop waiting for you. Sometimes walking away is the loudest statement you'll ever make. Don't fight to be valued by someone who can't see your worth. Subscribe to SilkMirror for more stories of heartbreak, revenge, and transformation, where pain becomes strength and endings become new beginnings.